Shalom, let give all praises to Yahweh, Bashim Yahushai, and double honors to the apostles and the elders of GMS that taught us His word. I just want to talk about the chariots, the so-called UFOs, and how there's been an increase in the UFO sightings since 2018. And as we get closer and closer, these chariots are showing themselves, making themselves known. But more and more people are witnessing, these sightings. And with all the technology and everything, a lot of this stuff is being captured on cell phone footage. A lot of the chariots out in space are being captured through the telescopes and whatnot, the Space Force, and all that. And it's getting to the point to where the government is going to disclose the information. They already came out. They said that they even changed the name to the aerial phenomenon, unidentified aerial phenomenon now. But I got this article out of NY Post entitled "NYC UFO sightings in 2020 are up 283% from 2018." This has been one far out year. UFO sightings across the city are up 31% from last year, 46 compared with 35, and an eye-popping 283% from 2018's measly dozen, according to the National UFO Reporting Center. Brooklyn is tops in tinfoil hatters with 12 close encounters. Not far behind are Manhattan with 11 and Queens with 10. Staten Islanders claim just 8, despite the borough's rep for not social distancing. The Bronx is even more grounded, chalking up a mere 5. Two of the more memorable intergalactic incidents happened in the summertime on Staten Island and in the Bronx. In the wee hours of July 21st, an islander spotted and stared at an oval aircraft that looked and sounded like a helicopter. Then, the mysterious flying machine sent a surge of heat and radiation through my body. The islander honestly thought it was the government putting something into the air with everything going on during these times, and I thought I would wake up and find it all over the news or on Instagram. Late on June 8th, a Bronxite watched 30 objects flying in a perfect line, in perfect synchronicity, that looked like a bunch of moving stars. The observer insisted, "I don't drink or take any drugs whatsoever. I'm not a UFO conspiracy theorist." On the night of September 15th, a Brooklynite stuck his head out the bathroom window of my second floor home and saw orange metallic orbs standing still over the Jamaica Bay area. Reported the stunned stargazer. By the time I called my son, they were gone. I could not believe my eyes. Yeah, there's just a lot of accounts of so-called objects in the skies, the chariots. They're making themselves more known as we get closer to the end of this thing. But little do these people know that this is the curse, that go over the entire earth. Chariots are going to take place or take part in the destruction. They're going to be blasting their lasers, on certain people, on buildings and whatnot, taking part in that destruction. We always talk about that movie, World of Worlds, the remake with Tom Cruise. But first scripture is Isaiah 31:5. As birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Yeah. It says, as birds flying, so will the Lord defend Jerusalem. Yeah. Chariot's going to take part in the defense and also the salvation, you know, of the elect. You know, yeah, as birds flying, so will the Lord of hosts defend Jerusalem. Defending also, he will deliver it, and passing over, he will preserve it. Yeah, those chariots. And also in the Wisdom of Solomon, Wisdom of Solomon 5:1, is also going to be the salvation of the elect. Lord will, you get beamed up in those chariots before the missiles hit, and the enemies, these different nations, they're gonna see that, and they're gonna be astonished by that. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:1. Then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him, and made no account of his labors. That's what you see, the men of the Lord out there on the street corners, standing in great boldness, prophesying the downfall of America. When they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear, and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation, so far beyond all that they looked for. Yeah, the strangeness of his salvation. Getting beamed up in ships. No one's going to ever, and that's never happened throughout history. And no one's ever seen anything like that before. Strangeness. They make movies on it. Like there's this one comedy called "This Is the End," with Seth Rogen that came out a few years back, and they showed people getting beamed up. And another one with Nicolas Cage that came out a while ago, entitled "Knowing," and it showed people getting beamed up in the ships before the destruction hit. So yeah, I mean, Esau, he knows, the elites, they know the Bible, and they know prophecy. And they, repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit, shall say within themselves, this is he whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. Yeah, because all the nations look down on the so-called Negro, especially the Negro, all Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, but everybody looks down on the so-called black man here in America, and when they see Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans getting beamed up, they're gonna be groaning for anguish of spirit. They'll be like, these are the ones, these are the people, these are the true saints, We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. Yeah, they're gonna call themselves fools, man. They're gonna regret, all that hate that they put on the Israelites. Scripture said that they were confederate, against Israel. He said, let us cut them off from being a nation, in which they succeeded to a certain degree. But, they're going to regret that. How is he numbered among the children of the Most High, and his lot amongst the saints? Therefore we have erred in the way of truth, and the light of righteousness hath not shined unto us, and the sun of righteousness rose not upon us. Yeah, so they're going to regret, their actions, treating us like garbage, being the bottom of the barrel in society, always looking down on Jake, they're going to regret that. But yeah, I just wanted to bring up this article. How, chariot sightings in 2020 were up, 283%. As we're coming towards the end, the Most High is showing more signs and effects, these chariot sightings. Those are just more signs of the times that we're living in, man. But, don't be afraid of those chariots. Those are, the salvation of the elect. So with that, shalom.